What is going on, guys? Thank you so much for joining me on this Tuesday, January the 3rd, 2023. Happy New Year to all you guys for another metallic episode of Music of Destruction coming to you from the MOD Crypt. Hope you love the new set. Janelle worked on this very hard. Thank you very much. She is going to be building me another background. We got to come up with some ideas so I can alternate between the two. As always, bringing you the best in metal-related content. Lots of great stuff coming up for 2023 on the only metal channel you need. If you missed anything in the past couple of weeks, I did take a week off due to holidays. I needed to recuperate. You know, you get a lot of stuff going on with creating content on YouTube. It does tend to wear on you when you do so many videos in a short amount of time. It's good to recharge, come back enthusiastic rather than getting burnt out and stuff like that. Anyway, if you need to get caught up on the videos, go to the homepage or click the eye in the upper right corner. Everything you need is there. Remember to hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on that bell for all notifications. You're looking at the most honest, opinionated, critical, and best metal channel on YouTube. I want to welcome you guys to Album Review Tuesdays here on the channel. Tonight we're doing another member request. This is one of the perks you get for joining. This one comes from my buddy Kareem, and tonight we are headed to Essex, England for a review of an amazing old school Anarcho-Punk band who have been around for a very long time with Crass-The Feeding of the 5000, which was released in 1979 on Crass Records. And of course, this band are one of the best in Anarcho-Punk and have never changed their ways or reasons for making good old real punk. And yes, I do like old school Anarcho-Punk and some hardcore punk, as I feel like bands like Crass and The Exploited and many more have a lot of the same values as myself. Now, Crass have released a lot of material over their 40 plus years, including 15 full-length albums. That's a lot of material in just the full-length category. Never mind all the EPs and singles as well, which are quite substantial, so I didn't want to talk about all that in the video. They have 15 full lengths, so that is enough albums to do an album ranking. At some point, once I hear more of Crass's material, I am sure there will be a Crass album ranking coming to the channel. Anyway, for the lineup, we have Steve Ignorant on vocals, Joey DeVivre voice, Eve Libertine on voice, Phil Free guitar, background vocals, N.A. Palmer guitar, background vocals, Pete Wright bass, background vocals, Penny Ribod drums, and G Voucher doing the artwork. Now, of course, you guys, if you don't know, the Crass message was very important and new, particularly from a music point of view, and very innovative. And The Feeding of the 5000 is the first album that has such a distinct anarchistic origin. Now, the pacifism is just as obvious, however, but the music is loud and relentless. The contradiction between lyrics, ideology, and music was different and new. And of course, all of the big issues are addressed here, alright? So we're going to get into the review. Now, considering the album has 18 songs, I'm going to talk about the entire album as a whole and its powerful and poignant message, okay? Now, being that this was the first true album from Crass that presented a full-on anarchist and anti-government stance, it was obvious that this is incredibly groundbreaking for so many reasons. Now, the band reveled in challenging the establishment, and I think that's one of the best things about Crass, and one of the things I respect the most is the anti-government anarchist stance and the fuck you, take no prisoners attitude of being real. And I think more bands need to lean towards this direction, especially if you're going to call yourself punk or metal. You cannot stand for any authority or establishment whatsoever. I've always said that as a metalhead. This is why I'm an anarchist myself, and I think there needs to be more emphasis on what being true metal is really all about. It doesn't mean sucking authoritarian dick, okay? So get that out of your fucking head. Seriously. Now, of course, the band reveled in challenging the establishment, right, and orders of authority, with no regard for opposing viewpoints, and everything they did was a very in-your-face and strong I don't give a fuck attitude, which certainly can be heard a lot throughout the record. Now, musically, it is quite minimalistic, but I think that works really well and to the band's advantage, because the message of Crass has always been far more important than the complexity of the music, and I feel that this kind of stance always works well in music with emotional depth and a strong emphasis on a band's message rather than how well they can play their instruments. Now, Crass are definitely the forerunners of Anarcho-Punk, along with bands like the Sex Pistols, the Exploited, and many more. And I think Crass definitely are at the top of the heap when it comes to Anarcho-Punk and the overall feeling and drive of the music and the lyrics. Of course, the message being at the forefront, but the music is definitely a good backup for that, as it's very minimalistic, it's very anti-commercial. It's not something that I feel a lot of people are going to be able to appreciate, much like black metal, and that's one of the things that makes Crass so unique, and the band has definitely cemented themselves in the culture of strong anti-government rebellion and ideology that all embodies true freedom from oppression and authoritarian dictates, and this is the drawing factor for me about the band and why I am a fan of them. Now, the music here is good and upbeat, but also has a strong edge to it of a fuck you, I won't do what you tell me, unlike Rage Against the Machine, who are obviously complete posers when it comes to anti-government and anti-establishment ideals. As we all know, Rage Against the Machine became one of the most tyrannical bands during the, well, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Because they'd only play at certain venues where you had to obey the rules from the last 2 years. So Rage Against the Machine suck fucking dick. Pure and plain and simple. Crass, however, do not, because they embody what they believe in, and they stand for that. Obviously why I support them so much. Now, of course, it was seen as utterly revolutionary due to its extreme sound, consistent profanities, and anarchist ideology, and the album helped to reinitiate the campaign for nuclear disarmament, and this anti-war motive can be especially noticed in the track They've Got a Bomb, which features a period of silence midway through. And Crass said this was to stop all the dancing and energy when they performed live and would allow the audience to reflect upon the potential of nuclear war. Now, of course, the album was named Feeding of the 5,000 due to it being the minimum number of vinyls that the band could get pressed, and of course, drummer Penny Rimbaud's words, she said, 4,900 more than we thought we would sell. Now, of course, the band would go on to become one of the most known names in Anarcho-Punk in the underground and have built one of the biggest legacies in punk music to date. Their live shows always sell out, the crowd so energetic, pumped up, singing the songs, fist pumping, and feeling alive. This is a very electric atmosphere when Crass perform, as I watched a bunch of their performances on YouTube long before I did this review, and I could see the electricity and the feeling and the passion that this band has, and very well deserved in my opinion. And in my eyes, they are one of the greatest punk bands to have ever stepped up to the plate. Alright, let's check out some Crass guys here on Music of Destruction. Enjoy.
now that the sun had failed his light, and bid the world good night, to the soft bed my body I dispose, but where shall my soul repose?
And we are back. And yeah, the band and album are pretty incredible, and I would definitely be diving into more of their discography because this is some really good punk, and there's obviously some great hardcore anarcho-punk out there, and Crass certainly among the forerunners, like I said, one of the pioneers of the anarcho-punk genre, just a terrific band and never sold out, changed, or compromised. Definitely what I love in my music, which is why I love underground black metal very much. The final verdict for the feeding of the 5000 by Crass is getting an 8 out of 10. This is some pretty cool stuff. Hail the fucking underground. Alright guys, there you have it. Another album review in the books here on the channel. Hope you enjoyed the premiere. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Merchandise available. You can go to the homepage, click the store tab. Everything you need is there. Join the channel now, become an MOD Elite. You get awesome perks, $2.49 for your first month, $4.99 thereafter. Hit the join button, you get access to exclusive content, review requests, band interviews, and much more. Thank you to Nathan Randall, who just joined the channel. Really appreciate you, man. We are getting up there in members. It really does mean a lot that you guys support the fucking work that I do. You're being that I work so hard and have a lot of professional production and time that goes into doing this. Have an awesome night, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Once again, Happy New Year. We will see you for Album Ranking Wednesdays. Hails.